What's up, guys? I said I'd be doing this daily.
Blue Carolina.
Blue
Whoa, that Blue Carolina up, baby. I got no.
So today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the crossover of the cultures that surround rap, metal, punk, emo, things of that nature. After my video about Warped Tour yesterday hit Reddit, I kind of got shit on a little bit for wearing a Biggie Smalls t-shirt while talking about Warped Tour. Now think about this for a second. Is there really anything less punk rock than telling somebody they're not punk because of the t-shirt that they're wearing? There's not. So this made me think a lot about the current trends where you're seeing a lot of the new rappers like Lil Uzi Vert, Ghostmane, Lil Peep, really influenced by punk, emo, metal culture. For example, Lil Uzi Vert was recently spotted at a Lorna Shore concert. They're not a big metal band. It's pretty cool he was there in the mosh pit. Lil Peep was obviously so inspired by emo music that really can be seen throughout everything he put out. And then people like Ghostmane, you could just hear the grit in the metal influences and everything that he's put out. Lucas Hex is extremely influenced by punk, hardcore, metal. You can hear it right in his music, but also Andrew, aka Lucas Hex, was the lead singer of a hardcore band called Aesthetic forever and various other bands. So he's a true hardcore metal guy who came out of the local scene, and now he's doing the hip-hop thing on par with anybody else that's doing that style. You see that in people like Suicide Boys. Even Playboi Carti has a Bad Religion tattoo, which is pretty cool. And none of this is like marketing stuff, because none of them are really latching on to like big bands. Like Lorna Shore is just a middle-class working band. They're not anything huge. I mean, Bad Religion's a pretty big punk band, but they're not like on the Good Charlotte or like any of the mallcore stuff that would, you know, have a little bit more popular appeal.
I know they don't want to see me fall. People that can help you want to wait until you've been a star. No. Boy, the industry is so bizarre. Rather see you riding in a...
So it's got me thinking. So I've been seeing a lot of street apparel, high-end stuff on kids at shows, which I think is kind of cool because it's a cool crossover of the cultures. You see the occasional Yeezy. We're not seeing much Supreme, let's be honest. We're from Scranton. But I did think it was funny when the Reddit comments came out for an $11 shirt from American Eagle. I'm not a hype beast. I like what I like, but I think that a lot of the culture surrounding this fashion, hypebeast stuff could be really detrimental to the younger generation. I mean, not everybody can afford a $400 Supreme t-shirt, and I actually don't think that any t-shirt in the world is worth that. I was wearing a Notorious B.I.G. shirt because I actually like Notorious B.I.G. Yeah, I'm a scene kid. I, came up in the punk rock scene, DIY, PMA, that has shaped me and who I am, but I listen to all music. I love hip-hop, so I wear a Notorious B.I.G. shirt because when I was younger, that album had a lot of influence on me. Now, as far as what I wear literally everything. I love Air Maxes. I love Reebok classic dad shoes. I'll wear a shirt if I like it, and that's what every kid out there should be doing. The message we should be giving to the young kids: you don't need a $400 Supreme shirt. You don't need $600 Yeezys. Nobody needs to ever buy Balenciaga. It's crazy. They have $1,000 t-shirts. So the message would be, number one, it's not punk rock to tell somebody they're not punk rock for anything. Number two, wear what you like, do what you like. Number three, I think the crossover between metal, punk, hip-hop, rap, things of that nature is really cool, because all that does is exposes new people to scenes that maybe they're not part of. You're going to hear new music, you're going to see new artists, you're going to see new art, you're going to see new clothing. Those things all blend together. I think that's really cool, and I think it's really indicative to the younger scene. And I think anybody in music, anybody in fashion, anybody in marketing, anybody in public relations should really take note of that and see that the divide in this younger generation is really breaking down. And that's something you're going to want to focus on when you're trying to market your product, market your band, reach new fans, reach new people on social media. That it's an all-inclusive thing. You don't need to pigeonhole yourself. Genres aren't dying, but genres are expanding, and there's room for crossover. Trash Talk's been doing this for years with rappers. We've seen crossover in cultures a lot, but this time I think it's actually for the good, and I think it's real. It's not forced like in the 90s when people like Limp Bizkit were like, hey, we're gonna latch onto hip-hop culture and appropriate it and move it into rock. No, those were just really, let's be honest, rock dudes that couldn't get their thing going, so they latched onto hip-hop culture. But right now what I think is happening is just blending, and it's people being influenced but not robbing culture. So I think that's really good.
The peace and that tension deep, whoa. I know they don't wanna see me fall. People that can help you wanna wait until you've been a star. No, boy, the industry is so bizarre. Rather see you riding in a hearse than a foreign car. Whoa, that blue Carolina, come up. Baby, I got numbers on the board, see me put them up.
So a pretty real and relatable example of the crossover of cultures is, just this haircut that I have right here. So this is the gentleman cut from the early 1900s. Well, it was brought back and put into style by people going back and really learning true barbering again. A good example of that would be Loyalty Barbershop in Scranton, or my buddy Drew here in Harrisburg over at Southpaw Barber. So I started getting this haircut years ago. And at that time, it was kind of like the staple of the, punk rock, pop punk, hardcore music dudes in the Scranton area. If you had a Menzingers t-shirt on and a cut from Loyalty Barbershop, which up there, this haircut's really just known as the Loyalty cut. So now after people really saw this haircut get out there, saw what Loyalty was doing, how great of an experience it was to go get your haircut there, how much higher quality it was than most other places, and there are some other great traditional barbers in the Scranton area and Harrisburg as well. Or now you have lawyers, I know state senators that get their haircut there. It's just a great place, it's a great haircut, and it's become more part of popular culture. That's great because the business is able to grow outside of its small sphere of influence. And that's what's going to happen with all these cultures. And I think it's a really great thing. So don't ever knock somebody as a poser or not real or anything like that. Learn about them, get to know them, hear their story, and don't ever push anybody away from your scene. Just because they're not you doesn't mean that they don't belong. That's literally the opposite of punk rock. If you're watching on Facebook, give it a like and a share. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. That's it for today. Again, maybe we'll have a video tomorrow. I don't know how I missed the most obvious example of this, with Ice-T being the frontman of Body Count. Awesome metal band. Also, shout out to his tour manager, John Guido Phillips. Also, my wife's all-time favorite rapper, metal artist, and she's kind of obsessed with Coco, too.